Um, the one that means the most to me is the Evil Dead franchise. I love that franchise. With that said, they're not really zombies; they're Kandorian demons. I believe the Reanimator doesn't get enough respect. There's a lot of amazing zombie films out there, but I tend to lean more towards the dark comedies. There's a great one called Dead and Breakfast is really good. Doesn't take itself too serious. With that said, the best zombie story I've ever read or seen is an indie comic book called The Last Christmas. It's about a zombie apocalypse and Santa Claus. Really well done, and it leaves you with like this warm feeling that most zombie stories don't.
Well, for the longest time, I've been saying that the original Night of the Living Dead was my favorite, but recently I saw Dead Snow, which was a German zombie film. It was all done, with subtitles and everything. It was a foreign film, and it all was about, the typical kids in the cabin in the woods for the, winter break, and I don't know why. Normally I kind of laugh at those kind of films, but I think Dead Snow was definitely a really well done zombie film.
Favorite zombie story in any medium? Actually, the one I have enjoyed, and it's recent, is the movie Warm Bodies. And I actually have an acquaintance who, like, from 4th grade on, went to school with the guy who wrote the book Warm Bodies. My daughters have read it. I haven't had a chance to read the book yet, but I did see the movie and was very pleasantly surprised with it, and liked the story.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I love all of them. It's not really like a novel or a story per se, but Shaun of the Dead is always going to be up there for me. I actually haven't read a whole lot of strict zombie stories, but there's a couple from like the really old school ancient writers that you have to read in school as like the classic literature in the canon. There's a bunch of those that I like. The zombie stories that aren't like modern day zombies are great. Like some of the stuff that Poe did, he throws in a lot of old zombie elements that aren't in the mythos nowadays. But yeah, I don't know, just pretty much anyone who's come before me that's written a good zombie story I love.
My favorite zombie story in any medium. Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't really a huge zombie fan. I haven't read a whole... I've read some. I got a couple on my Kindle because they were like cheap or free, and I was like, ew, because they're kind of bloody and gory, and I'm not really into gore. I like scary, mysterious, mess with your brain a little bit kind of stuff, but I'm not so big on blood and guts. But okay, my dad read me this story, and we talked about it once on the podcast. And I don't know, it was in a collection of stories, and it was this story about how these Amish people dealt with the zombies. And actually, I have to say, that was one of the best zombie stories I've ever heard. Couldn't tell you the author or the title of the story, I'm sorry. And I will totally admit that I'm a Warm Bodies fan. Liked the book, liked the movie. Not gonna lie, judge me all you want.